exploring it all. I'm Miraculous Girl. Join me and my dad while we explore subscription boxes, the outdoors, gear and equipment, and other fun things and places. Before we get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding! Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Miraculous Girl. And thank you, everyone, for joining us again here on Exploring It All. So, Happy New Year. And I think I'm sounding a little bit better than I've been. It's been a long time in recovering from this latest bout of the flu. But today we're getting caught up. And we're looking at, this is the December Apocabox. A lot of people are saying this is the best Apocabox they've ever seen in their years of subscribing. I will admit it is a very high value box. The box normally runs, the subscription is $49.99. Now, like I said, many people are saying this is the best Apocabox ever, and this box almost made me cancel my sub. So I'm going to go another month, and there's multitudes of reasons for that, but as we go through this box, I'm going to kind of say what it is about this box that led me to cancel when everyone's saying, wow, this is a great box. All right, so let's get into it. I've already cut it open. I've actually already valued out items, so we'll talk about value in this box. We'll talk about value in this box. And that's something I don't normally do, but I'm going to do that today. So, here we go. That's what it looks like when you open it up. And here's our mission card. I call it a mission card. Our contents card. And overall, you know, Creek always gives you some good information on this and everything. And it's a lot of fun. So, anyway. Here we go. Let's get into it. I'm going to kind of set this aside here. The first item it says is a lightweight mixed fuel pack stove. And that is this. So this, it comes in a little case. Now, sorry, camera died there for a second. And also I flipped the mat around, that way it doesn't interfere. You know, this one is looks a little bit fancier. I don't recall my other ones being anodized like this with the orange, but that's not really a, I wouldn't call that a super necessary thing anyway, but it looks nice. It does have a self-ignition system here. And as you can see, I've never used this one. I have multiples of these, and I actually have a fuel canister sitting right here. Because even though I know how this works, a lot of people out there may not. So you're going to want to make sure it's turned off. And this is just the Prius brand, but there's lots of brands of these fuels out there. They're a mix of propane, butane. And you're going to screw this on quickly because it will kind of leak when you screw it in when it first makes pressure on it. So you want to make sure you screw that in quickly and that your valve's turned off. Now you spread out your little legs. You got a, make sure I got these all spread out the right way here. And these little feet, if you have and I don't think you'd have anything more narrow than that, this gives you just a little bit extra base on it overall. And you're going to turn this on, and this has a self-igniter on it, and you're going to turn this on, and your stove is going. Now, like I said, this is it's a great item. They're good to have. I have quite a few of these over the years, and I don't mind getting another one at all. I actually gave one to a friend, and I didn't burn this long enough for it to be super hot, but this had an adjustable flame on it and stuff, so that's good. As you can see, I turned the flame down almost immediately when it fired up, and it fits in this nice little box to protect it, keep all the little elements safe and stuff. These things work great. I don't even know how many of these I have now. I have about 3 of this exact same one under different brands. I also have the Pathfinder Titanium one, which is a great one, and I have 3 of those, and they weigh about. This one's actually a little bit heavy. The Titanium Pathfinder one that I have is smaller and weighs less, and it comes in a little bag that I use for backpacking. I think it's a great item, and it retails. I looked this up, and I found these for $10.99 on Amazon, most likely. So there's that item. That's like one of the first items. So there's that. Next up, we have this bag that's branded the Apocabox. I don't think the stove is, but at least it wasn't in the pictures I have. Now this is one of these packed down wood stoves. So we're going for the stove stuff for sure. So we have this twig stove, also called a flat pack stove. I'm going to move this over here. I zoomed out a little bit. I'm going to assemble this real quick. And it is branded up on the top here. I want to say it was kind of indented on the Uberleben stoves that I recently received. And I don't even know. I have a bunch of Uberleben ones. I have 3 different Uberleben ones, stoves of this type. And then I also have a couple of others that I've had for some time prior to even that. So you just put this, and wasn't even telling you guys, I was just doing it out of habit here. But you want to put the 3 sides together, putting the front piece on last, putting the bottom in when you put the 3 sides together, and then put your front piece on, and then put your cross members on. And there was a video of one of the members in one of the groups I'm in where they put this together without the cross members and used the walk that Creek sent out years ago. But again, great little item. You can get these for about, I looked it up, the Uberleben one is $24.99, and I think you can get them for a little bit less of like $19.99 or something for no-name brands on Amazon or something of that sort. So that was the next item. And then next up, we had the Bushcraft Spice Wallet. Now, the first time I ever saw this, it was sent out in BattleBox a few years ago, quite a few years ago to be honest. And I'm sorry, normally I don't mention other boxes, but that's where I got it at. It was a little bit smaller than this particular one. Yeah, boy, did everyone give them a hard time about that. I'm going to move this kind of over. Sorry, continuing to get sell ads and different things. So, here's the Spice Wallet. And it looks like I got the version that has 3 quart jars and 3 screw top ones. Now, I would be careful about putting liquids. People were talking about putting liquids and maybe putting them in upside down so that everything's right side up when it's folded. But I would be careful about putting liquids in these jars because they could end up leaking. Your wax canvas pouch is not going to absorb it, and it's going to run out the sides and onto the rest of your gear. That said, dry items and stuff, it would be great. It's a kind of nice little bushcrafty item. Put it in your mobile home or your car camping kit. I have used reused spice jars over the years. This is some dried rosemary from out in the back. I do that, and this is dried oregano from, again, in the back. I'll pick the leaves and dry them out and use them myself. So that way I don't buy that stuff at the store. And as you can see, this one's a quart jar. They work great for dry items and stuff. He also included a strap with this. So it has You could lace this shut, I guess. Maybe what this is for, because that's the only two type of holes in it. For added security or whatnot, and maybe to lash it to something. Because there's no other holes in it. You aren't going to want to put a lot of pressure on this because they are glass and they will break. So there's that. This could wrap around. Tie it off. And all that. So that's the Bushcraft Spice Wallet. And, you know, it's okay. I'm not mad about it or anything. Like I said, I do have one that I got years and years ago. And it's something that's too heavy. This wax canvas is nice. I think the one we got before was leather. But, I mean, it's nicely made and stuff. And it's, you know, I don't know. To me, I almost want to say it's hipstery. These run for $19.99, so there's that. So next up, we got, and this is kind of an interesting choice from Creek. We got the model tool, and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more here. Well, that's about as far as I can go. We got the model. This is a card, and it talks about this particular item. Now, I have some smaller ones of these. I don't think I have this clip, though. It says stretch me. So it's stretchable. It's like a little multi-function thing. You can put it on as a bracelet, and then you have a tie strap with you at all times. You can use this to lash gear to, stick that on there, lash gear to things and things of that sort. And you don't necessarily have to do it right there as far as sizing. You can always take it down to the middle, I believe, making it smaller. If you want, you need to lash something in a smaller way. Interesting item, interesting choice. I don't know. To me, you know, they sell these on the model site for, and I have the model water bottle systems and stuff, and I'm not sure about the company. I can't say they're an American company. They may be. I think the items are manufactured overseas, of course. And the Infinity tool, you can get, they're about $8.75 a piece. You can get four for $35 off their website. So that's the model tool. Like I said, I have a couple smaller ones of these, but I am familiar with it. It's not something that's completely new to me. Real quick, we got a Christmas card from Creek's family. That's kind of nice. I got a card from Dave Canterbury in one of my orders from them as well. So there's that. Throw that down there. So next up, we got this. This is the bug out compass. Now, over the years, I've gotten quite a few compasses. And this appears to be a fairly good one. This is going to have a mirror. I'm going to leave that on there. I can tell you right now it's pointing north. I know from here what direction north is. Comes with a nice long lanyard. And I tried to find one of these, and I actually could not find one this small. And he says it in the description that this is the smallest light that he's ever come across. I think he says that. There it is, micro light. I'm going to give it a price of $2 on the micro light. It says attach your compass lanyard is a micro light. You can keep it with your compass for nighttime emergencies or put it in a smaller kit at the size of your fingernail, and he's not wrong. This light is one of the smallest we found, yet it packs quite a punch when it comes to nighttime visibility. And I have to agree, this is a cool little light. It could come in handy, and it is very small. I have a lot of different lights, and this is something I really like. And this is a great compass. It is thick plastic. You have the magnifying glass here. You have map reading notations all along the inside. You have more measurements on this side. You have a rotating bezel. It is a good map compass. You have the line of sight hole right in here. So this compass, I'm happy with the compass. I like having a good compass. Now, this is not a brand name, so it's kind of hard to give it a value overall, but I gave it a value of $11.95. It could be worth a little bit more. It could be worth less, but it's, I think, a quality compass, it appears to be to me. So it's been a long time since I did map and compass stuff. So I gave that a value of $11.95, not including the little light, and gave that a value of $2. And some of these values are kind of subject to, you know, your opinion of what you think they are as well. You know, we'll see. So next up, we have that 18-in-1 snowflake tool. This is another Apocabox branded item, but I don't mind that. I don't mind it. I kind of like his new item that says Creek and looks like a crow, to be honest with you. This has got a keychain on it. This thing is a crazy multi-tool thing. I found similar ones on Amazon for about $12.99, so $13. You got multiple screwdriver tips and bits. You got a hex wrench right in here. You got all these different hex nut bolt sizes over here. You got these hex wrenches, you know, the female and male hex wrenches. Like I said, the Phillips screwdrivers and stuff. He calls this the 18-in-1, so I would imagine that's because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm counting 25, but, and this one right here is 2 different sizes. I think it goes up to like, he lists, let's see, 9mm hex, 8mm hex, 6mm hex, 5mm hex, 4mm hex, 3mm hex, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 13mm wrenches, bottle opener, twine knife, to name a few. Twine knife, huh? I wonder where the twine knife is. I'm guessing right in here, maybe? That's not really sharp. I don't know. Twine knife thing's kind of a stretch to me. But I think it's cool. This is really heavy duty. Throw it in a toolkit or something in your car, in the trunk. That's, I think, a good place for it. A lot of times these things seem really convenient, and then when you go to use it, you find that the screwdriver, because of the size of this, you can't get to the nut. It's not long enough, things of that sort. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's a little multi-tool thing, and it's cute. I honestly, I do not have one like this. This, even though it's available on Amazon and stuff, I don't have one like this. Now, next up, and like I said, $12.99 on that. Next up, we have the Apocabox Axe Stone. You know, this is a sticker on the box. I wouldn't really call it branded. But this is a 1,000 and 2,000 grit sharpening stone. I really had a hard time finding these grits in a sharpening stone. Most sharpening stones run for about $10 to $30, just depending. And again, I had a hard time finding this one, so kind of giving it the benefit of the doubt. I do have a lot of sharpening stones. I do not have one that are these fine and grits. These are pretty fine. They're good for axes and stuff, but these are fine enough grits that you can use them on knives and things of that sort. Excuse me. So I think this is a great item, you know. So next up, we have the hair snares. Now, this is by a company called Southern Snares, and these are actually pretty quality snares. I do have some other snares. I've had people want to trade out for these that do trapping. I can't do that here in California. It's not that I'm anti-trapping or anything, but just California laws. It has a lot of, and I'm trying to, so to me, these appear to be quality snares from what I've read and heard about these. They have a few different parts here. You have different locking parts on here and little sliding collars and whatnot that have to do with how these work. I've never really done it, so I haven't really researched it. I do know that this end here is also adjustable. This is the end you're going to use to cinch it down on whatever you're attaching it to, that it's going to hold it. But this is the part over here that's actually going to snare the animal's paw or neck or however you're going to do that. So, and these are called hair snares because they're designed to be rabbit size, although I suspect you could probably do smaller animals. And again, I am no trapping expert, so you're going to have to got it. But the company, like I said, they sell a lot. The Southern Snares, they do sell a lot of snares, and I found these. You could get 20 of these for, or a dozen of these for $20. So fairly reasonable price on those. So 2 of them, you know, you're talking like $1 and some change a piece and stuff. So another item. Now I've gotten a few different snares. I do think these tend to be a little bit better than some of the ones I've gotten in the past. I would have to pull them out and look. It's been a while since I got them, but I know I have half a dozen snares at least. So there's that. So next up, and I think I talked about the stone. I told you guys what that was worth, between 10 and 30, depending on the grit on that. So next up, we had the Rostfry stainless steel woods knife, is what it says. I gave this a value of $10 or less. It's not really, I mean, it has the brand Rostfry on here. I'm not really necessarily familiar with that. So this is the knife itself. The wood handle here, it's got some, looks like brass pins. It's kind of rough here. They're sticking out a little bit. This is not overly smooth. It is a slip joint knife. It does not lock. There's no lock back on it. Real rough. It's kind of interesting. I've never really seen a knife with this cut out like this. This little cut here does not appear to be sharp in there. The knife itself, seems a little bit sharp. It's not bad. I'm not going to do full cut testing on it. I searched and looked for the folding knife on this, and I'm giving this a value of $10 or less on it. It doesn't really say where it's made. It just says Rostfry on the Tang stamp. It could be made in Pakistan. It could be made in Germany. It could be made in China. I don't know. It doesn't really say. He doesn't say anywhere on this. Now, I will probably do a little sanding on this and finish this up later on. I've got a few knife projects, but there's no reason why I can't kind of make this better. I could probably even take the pins out and really go to town on it. But yeah, so a little folding knife, so that's kind of cool. I got a lot of knives, so, you know, it is what it is. Now, next up, and like I said, I gave that $10 or less. I don't know how many feet does it say. It doesn't. This is waxed repair twine. This is just a waxed twine. I found this on Amazon for about $10 for 1,270 feet, I believe. It's a cool item. I have a lot of bank line and stuff. I don't think I have this actual type of twine. I do have a lot of twines. I got jute twine. I got micro paracord line and things of that sort. This is kind of interesting. I actually like this $10 item. And now that I took it off out of that, oh, look, I got it back in. So that's kind of cool. Waxed repair twine. So really neat there. Next up, we had Mama's Outback leather wax. So the Mama's Outback leather wax, this is wax used for leather. It's a combination of, what did they say? It's a combination of beeswax and pine-based wax, and it smells nice. I dropped the lid here. Really smells nice. I like it. This is for treating leather, and it may work on your wood handles and whatnot. One thing, I did actually email Creed. I also emailed, oh, I can't think of the name of the company. And they're nice. It's a small company. Shankle Homestead Leatherworks. And they've done some other projects for Creek. And I mean, I'm happy about this, and this tin of wax is about between $4 to $6 worth. One thing I was going to say here is I did email them about this wax, and this is not food grade wax. So I wouldn't use this on utensils or that sort that you're going to use on food. Whereas the wax that I received in another subscription was food grade quality. And, you know, and beeswax is food grade quality, but usually you have to mix beeswax with something else. And that something else needs to be food compatible as well, and not something that's going to go rancid also. I did do another video that you guys can, I'll see if I can post a link that talks about wax and different types of wax. And I do have some beeswax that I got from a buddy that actually has beehives, and was going to see about maybe, and I was going to see about trying to make my own blend of wax and see what I need to do to make a food grade quality one, or a leather wax and stuff, because I do have some beeswax, and of course you can always use wax for candles and things of that sort. Anyway, so between all of that, I did a rough estimate on things, and oh, there's one more item, I'm sorry. The skill of the month. And the skill of the month is called, amazingly enough, kind of funny, camel poo. And it included 2 different things. Oh, here's the Shekel Homesteads information for anyone who's interested in that. I'll throw that out there. This is called the Camel Poo Firestarter Challenge. Now, it includes some sawdust, some paraffin wax chips, and also some cotton twine. And the whole premise of this, if I'm to understand it correctly, is that you are going to make some fire starters. Now, fire starters, you mix wax with another flammable item. We've gotten one in the past that was you were mixing wax with cotton rounds that go in those little tins. So, and Miraculous Girl and I have done that. We did a video on it. And he sent a mold with that you're going to mix the wax together with the, I forgot what it's called, sawdust. You're going to mix the wax with the sawdust, and you're going to put it around the twine in the middle here, and mold it and let it harden. And this is your mold, and let it harden. And then, and you may pour it in. I don't know. I'll have to watch the video and see how you actually do it. Maybe you melt the wax and pour it in here as you're doing it. And then you got a fireball, basically, our fire starting thing that once you light it on fire, it's going to burn. And someone said they burn for about 20 minutes. So, that is the survival skill. And this was made by Reptile Toolworks. And there's been a little bit of controversy regarding that company. So I'm not going to go into the details of that. But there's been some people that were disappointed with their service. But anyway, so that is the survival skill. Now, one last thing I'm going to bring up about this, because I mentioned this and I'm going to mention it, is this box, it had a great value. I estimated this value of this box of being $134.66 based off Amazon pricing, and that's current Amazon pricing, and that's really pretty fair. Because generally Amazon tends to be the most cheapest of the cheap places where you can find things. So why did this box make me almost want to cancel my, well, I'm just, and it's that time, but why did it make me think, okay, I'm ready to be done? And I'm just going to be very blunt about it. I think it's a great box, and it's a great box if you're a beginner. But I've been subscribing to many subscription boxes, Apocabox for a couple of years, and others over the last 5 years, quite a few. And I have a lot of gear and supplies and stuff. So that said, as I've mentioned throughout this video, I have multiples of these flat pack stoves. I have multiple of these starters. I even have the Bushcraft Spice Kit. I have multiple compasses. I have multiple waxes. I got knives for days. I've already gotten the model type items. I don't have this specific item, but I have a lot. I've been exposed to them. I just didn't buy these because I didn't really see the need for having it. I actually have multiple snares. I don't have this particular multi-tool, and though I think it's really neat, it's definitely not something I couldn't live without, so there's that. I think the wax twine's neat, so I kind of like these items and everything, but I have a lot of different, this is great repair twine, and it is kind of lightweight, but I would have bank line or something that would be able to be used in place of this if needed. I have multiple pucks. I don't have one this fine of grit, but I do have multiple pucks, at least 3. So we're down to the survival skill of the month, and that's one of the main reasons that I have liked Creek's boxes is because I like doing the survival skill. However, he does offer the option of getting just the survival skill for $15.99 as a monthly, as a every other month subscription. And that's the thing. This subscription is every other month. So all of that said, I was really ready to say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. Love Creek, love supporting his family, but I just don't need it. And then he talked about how he's been working 6 months to put together his next box, and I'm real curious. And so I'm going to go ahead and get another box. Now, Creek has sent some things that I thought were phenomenal that I'm really glad I got. The Wok. A couple of his knives because it gave me the opportunity to work on skills and stuff. And I love the skills things. That I would keep doing no matter what. So, that's kind of where I'm at with it. And, you know, I just thought I would throw it out there. Like I said, I think it's a great box, especially if you haven't been subscribing to any boxes for very long. Yeah, and if you like bushcrafty stuff and projecty type stuff, it's a great thing. But for me, I'm starting to thin out what I'm doing. So I just want to throw that all out there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and remember, be nice to each other.